I 100% completed Sonic X Shadow Generations twice. Let me tell you about my experience playing this game all the way through twice in a row and my honest review of it, and if I would recommend it to anybody in reality. Let's go straight into the requirements to complete Sonic Generations. It's pretty straightforward and very easy to do. You have to clear all the main stages and bosses with S ranks, collect all 90 red star rings, that's 5 rings per level, find and rescue all 54 Chow, complete all 90 challenge acts, unlock every item in the skill shop, and no hit the final boss, the Time Eater. This was very easy to do. On paper it's very easy, and also realistically it's very easy. The only issue that I had were the challenge acts. That was because it was just too much. I spent maybe 5 to 10 hours on just the challenge acts. I had to split it out between multiple days, and it's not a very fun feeling to go hop on this game thinking, oh, I'm gonna spend at least 2 hours today on challenge acts. It's not very fun. It's very tiring. It makes me want to go to bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Other than that, people do say that no hitting the final boss is the hardest part of this game, and I was surprised to see that on Steam, the rarest achievement is to no hit the Time Eater, which I did in my second attempt. And when I played on PlayStation, I did it in my first attempt. So it's just very strange to me. Maybe I'm just lucky. For me, that was no problem. Sonic Generations took me about 15 hours to fully complete, which wasn't difficult, it was just really long and agitating. Shadow Generations did take me a little bit less time to fully complete, about 5 hours, and there was a lot more that I did in those 5 hours. 100%ing Shadow Generations does require more, but also it doesn't feel like it's as much, to me at least. You start off like the previous, clearing all main stages and bosses with S ranks, clearing all challenge acts, collecting all 96 collectibles found through the main stages and the challenge acts, using those to open all 96 collectible boxes, completing all the challenges around Shadow's white space, that being the time trials and the ring collects, completing all challenges on hard mode, completing all challenge acts on hard mode, finding and collecting all 15 pages of Jared Robotnik's journal, completing the Tokyo DLC, which is free, and no hitting the final boss, Neo Devil Doom or Devil Doom. That wasn't all too bad for me. The issue was taking the time to find all 96 collectible boxes in white space. And getting the actual collectibles was no problem at all. They're really all in plain sight. Wherever you'll find the shortcut, there will most likely be a collectible there. And I also had a big problem understanding what I needed to look for, because I'm looking at Steam and it's like, you need to collect all the challenge acts, and I'm like, hey, I did it. I'm not sure if I just didn't read the game properly, but it doesn't make it very clear that you have to go into hard mode and then do the extra 10 challenge acts that unlock after you beat the game. So I was just a little bit confused with that. And I only had one problem with this game that was just really annoying for me. I completed it, I believe 99.8%. It said that I have 193 of 194 collectibles, and I was very confused and very frustrated, because I was convinced my game was glitched, but it was not. I checked through the collection room and it said that Omega's character profile was missing, and all I needed to do, which just took me a half an hour by the way to figure out, was just go to Omega and interact with his character. Just talk to Omega. That was all I had to do, and I 100% completed the game. That was just a little bit of a head scratcher for me, because I could have sworn that I spoke to him right after I finished Space Colony Arc when I first played the game, but whatever. Now here's my honest review of this game. It is by far, in my opinion, one of the best Sonic games released in a very long time. You get a fun and light-hearted story for Sonic, a deep and emotional one for Shadow. You get great 3D and 2D visuals with smooth graphics. It provides an amazing story with levels that can be progressed at your pace. You can do it slowly, you can do it quickly. If you memorize the level, it feels like butter. Completionists will have to endure a much more grueling experience. Ultimately, the payoff is well worth it for the requirements. You feel like $1,000,000 after you get that full completionist achievement. I just can't express it to you enough. I really can't find anything negative to say about this game, but if I were to force myself to, which I will, I would have to say that running around Shadow's white space for his collectibles were very annoying, and they get tiring because you're just looking in every nook and cranny for every little box, and it's just horrible. And also the 90 challenge extra generations, Sonic Generations, was a little bit too much, and it just makes you very sleepy. Now, 3 questions that I'm going to answer that no one asked me. Would I recommend the game? Absolutely. Would I play the game for a 3rd time? Absolutely. And I didn't tell you guys this, but I bought the collector's edition, and was that worth buying? Absolutely not. The statue is horrible. It's the cheapest thing that I've probably seen. I think I can find a better statue at Target or Walmart. Fully honest with you. The statue is cheap, it's plasticky, the Dreamcast is way too big. You get one little LED in the Dreamcast. Sonic and Shadow look horrendous, especially Shadow. Oh my gosh. Shadow's eyes are like a little bit too spaced out, and he looks like he's cross-eyed. And then his mouth is not painted correctly, so he looks very dumb. I mean, the only good thing about this that I got was the Dreamcast CD casing for the game, which is still funny because they didn't give me the physical copy of the game, because when I first bought the game in 2024, they didn't give me my physical game in time. They actually lost it in transit, so I had to call them up and then return the game. So it was just overall a really bad experience for me. I was gonna get the day 1 edition so I can get Jedi Robotnik's journal, but that didn't work out. So I ended up having to get the game without pre-order, and I got none of the rewards, and I had to wait 3 months to get all the DLCs when I could have gotten it day 1. But you know, it is what it is, I guess. But leaving that really bad edition behind us, the game itself is amazing. One of Sega's best works in my opinion. I really can only say that Sonic Unleashed was a good game behind it, and Sonic Adventure 2 had a good story, but the mechanics of that game was horrendous. This is a good combination of both of those. So I would highly advise, if you haven't played the game yet, do it. This is one of the best Sonic games from a Sonic fanatic. I've been a Sonic fanatic for 15 years, and it's gonna keep going that way, and I just cannot get over how good this game is. That's my complete review of Sonic X Shadow Generations as a player that 100% completed it 2 times. Take with that as you will. I'm done. You guys have a good one. See ya.